Shalom. I want to give all praises on the glory to Yahweh, Shem Shah, Shem Kakadash. I'm doubling to the elders and apostles of great millstone taught me the truth. And peace, blessings, and salutations to the whole full elect. And yeah, man. Like it says, Gen Z struggling, and no one prepared them. And you see, I know for a fact that these little young ones came across the prophets, and they were told all these things. But as usual, they don't want to listen. They don't want to hearken unto the prophets. And then again, that reminds me of Isaiah chapter 30, man. You know what? Let me quickly get that. Isaiah. Like it says here, man. Isaiah 30. You know, let me just start something. It says, for the Egyptians shall help in vain, being the spiritual Egyptians, being them Babylonians, being those Americans or those Edomites. It's like it says, for the Egyptians shall help in vain, and to no purpose. Therefore have I cried concerning this. Their strength is to sit still. And that's exactly what they want to do. They're gonna let everything fall, man. It says, now go write it before them in the table and note it in the book, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever. And even then, yeah, Isaiah wrote it down, man. He wrote down these terrible things so that we can read it. And then again, it says that this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord Yahweh Shemahoshe. And even then, I'm actually talking about those wicked Israelites, man, who don't want to listen to the prophecies, or they don't care what the prophets say. Because then again, this is for them. And it says, say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceit. So yeah. You see, that reminds me of what's his name? I forgot his name. I think it's Genesis and Hakar, something like that. And also you got Nate as well, the Bishop Nate. All they be doing is lying, man. Lying for their teeth. And those who have their elect can see that they're lies, man. You can see it, man. But even then, going into the word seers, man, it's actually another word for prophet. Someone that has divisions. You know, let me get the book of John, man. Not John. Wait, is it? No, it's not John. Yeah, it's the book of Samuel. Yeah, the first book. 9 and 9. And it says, before time in Israel, when a man went to inquire of God, thus he spake, come and let's go to the seer. For he that is now called a prophet was before time called a seer. Yeah, because he had the visions, man. Isaiah 30. And like he said, verse 11, get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. It's only showing us that they don't care about the Lord, man. They don't care about the Father and the Son. It says, wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression, and perverseness and stayed on. Therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. So yeah, man, they're going to be taken by by these agendas of Esau, man. They're gonna fall for it. They're gonna be trapped. And yeah, this plays.
I thought being in your early 20s was like supposed to be fun. I see all these bitches having so much fucking fun. I am miserable. Miserable. To my core, miserable. What the fuck? This shit sucks. I'm suing whoever told me that this was supposed to be the most fun time in my life, because it is not. Definitely not. Not even close.
I'm gonna rant for a second. I am so tired. I am tired. I'm supposed to be going to the gym right now, but I hate going at the end of the day. But I didn't have enough time today to go to the gym. I haven't been to the gym in 2 days, which is probably part of the problem. I feel like a crazy person, but my jobs are all over the place. I'm working 2 part-time jobs, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of having to pick up babysitting gigs for money because I gotta pay my bills. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to get Chipotle. I'm not going to the gym. I'm going to get Chipotle, and I'm going to go lay down on the couch and watch a movie, because I don't remember the last time I did that. Okay.
My generation is the first off in American history to be worse off economically than our parents. And that is not just because of Republicans. It's because of Democrats too. We have to elect a new generation of people that understand that my generation has done everything right. We did everything that we were told. We have some of the lowest rates of teen pregnancy of any generation in American history. We have some of the lowest rates of drug abuse, some of the lowest rates of alcoholism, some of the highest rates of education, some of the highest rates of political participation, and yet we graduate from our colleges and universities and we find ourselves in a world where we are entrapped by debt and not able to find a job to help us get our way out of it that pays anywhere near enough. And then on top of that, we can't even afford to have a home. And we question whether or not things like Social Security are even going to be a thing for us in the future. That is not our fault, but it is our responsibility to address that. And that is what I'm working every single day to do, whether it's guns, climate, housing, healthcare, childcare, elder care, or so many other things, because the truth is it impacts.
Bruh. Crazy, man.
You've probably heard a lot about how Gen Z is like struggling financially more than any other generation, how they'll never get ahead, and how hard it is to build wealth. But economic data shows that this generation is doing financially better than generations before. So where's this discrepancy coming from? I'm a certified financial planner, and I also study money psychology.
You see what I mean, man? She needs to remove that pride, man. Like, even then, you just look at it and it's like, can't you see America collapsing before your eyes? Crazy, man.
And I don't really want to focus too much actually on the economic data. I want to focus on the psychology behind why Gen Z feels this way about their money. And personally, I feel like social media plays a huge role in that, in a way that it hasn't affected other generations, because social media...
It's inflation, man.
So it wasn't around until very recently.
We don't need to hear anything from
So obviously and in the same way, it's their first interaction almost like with the economy and like economic data. So a lot of people are getting their impressions about on TikTok, and that cringe mark is like those like outlier. There's actually work you're struggling.
I have 3 jobs. I work as a teacher, I work in retail, and I work in a gallery as well.
So I have two jobs.
Gen Z could be working more than any other generation. That's what the latest ABS data shows might be happening. Thank you. More than 900,000 Australians are working 2, 3 or more jobs, the most since records started. When you look at workers 25 and under, 9% are working 2 or more jobs. In 2017, it was under 6%, so year on year, that number's going up. And a lot of those young people juggling multiple jobs are also casual workers, which has experts worried there could be generation-wide ramifications, with low pay, long hours, and a lack of job security leading to widespread dissatisfaction, stalled job progressions, and just an unhappy workplace.
They said Gen Z is drinking less, and the study says it's because they're broke. First of all, who you calling broke? It's not that we broke. We just don't got money for $22 drinks. And you gotta think, right? Like the old...
Bruh, it's just got dumb. Bro, this guy's stupid, man. I don't even want to hear what else to say.
Like, huh? For whatever...
Gen Z is living life on hard mode for real. I'm a millennial, but I'm like the last millennial. And in my lifetime, I went from seeing things cost a quarter. Yes, you could go to the store with a quarter and actually buy something. To now, you're not really able to go to the store with a dollar bill to be able to buy anything. I remember a time, $1, you could literally get a bag of snacks, a whole bag, for $1. I actually seen things not just double or triple, but quadruple in price.
And even then, man, dude's living in the past, man. Those times are over. What he has to deal with is it's inflation now. The prices have gone up, and now you're gonna have to accept it, whether you like it or not.
And then the crazy thing is, when young people complain about how hard the world is, older people just say, you just gotta work harder. But they didn't have to deal with the financial situation we have to at all. Like, their upbringing was night and fucking day. My dad told me how his first apartment was $350, right? My first apartment was $500. Within that time difference from his first apartment to me getting my first apartment was around 20 years, right? Well, my first apartment was in 2014. It's 2024. Now, prices have tripled. That same apartment is not $500 no more. That shit's $1,500. So no, it's not you. I swear, you're not crazy. The world really is this hard. Shit is really that expensive. And on top of that, we're living in a depression that no one's talking about. Our economic times now is just as bad as in the Great Depression. But history will show it.
So is anyone ever going to talk about how much of a disadvantage our generation of students has in college? Our generation, I mean anyone born like after 2000. And when I say we're at a disadvantage, I mean every single professor I've ever had still teaches us like we were born in 1960. The way they teach is they just assign us a textbook, and I just have to take notes, try and learn from the text. I don't know about y'all, but like I did not grow up reading like that. I grew up in an environment where I was just playing video games every day, watching YouTube, watching movies, watching TV shows. Everything was visual. Literally the only way I'm getting by right now is I found this AI that takes your textbooks or PDFs or whatever and it turns them into an explainer video. That's the only way I'm getting through. It's because they give me actual visuals and teach it to me like how I was taught growing up. Oh, it just finished rendering. Look at this. Now my textbook is in video form. Something that's visual so I can understand it.
Economic growth, price stability, employment, and international trade.
Being able to turn all my textbooks and PDFs into explainer videos like this is super great and super helpful for me since I'm a visual learner, but still, I feel like we're at a disadvantage.
I've applied to thousands of jobs, okay? Thousands and thousands of jobs at this point. Thousands on thousands on thousands. Not able to land a job for the life of me. Don't know why. Don't know what's wrong with me. Can't do it. I've had 2 internships in marketing and in sales. I've had like 5 or 6 different positions, all having to do with marketing, all having to do with advertising, sales, and social media, all of them. So many different things. I would apply to internships and be told that I'm overqualified. I'd apply to entry-level jobs. I'm underqualified. Sometimes even at the same company. I've applied to part-time jobs while I'm looking for a full-time that I also cannot get a job at because I'm overqualified. I applied to a Panera Bread for a part-time job with 3 years of experience at Panera Bread when I was in high school and got declined. It's actually ridiculous. It really truly is ridiculous. I decided I gave up on this job search about a month ago when I got a phone call from an employer telling me that he cannot hire me because it would crush my soul to work an office job. Did I know it was going to crush my soul? Yes. But it is slightly crushing my soul a little bit more because I can't get a job. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That was the moment I decided I'm done. I'm not looking for any more jobs. I'm over it. I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore. And now I'm changing career paths. Yeah. How do I feel about changing career paths? Not great. Not great. But I think that everything happens for a reason. And maybe it wasn't working out for me because it wasn't meant for me. Like my parents and my family members telling me, just get a job, as if, I didn't apply to maybe 5,000 to 10,000 jobs. I asked them, so is your company hiring? And they tell me, no, they're actually laying everyone off. So there's that. It's okay. I think it'll all work out at the end. It will all work out. I think rejection is redirection. And maybe this is what I needed to do to begin with. To be fair, this is what I wanted to do when I was in high school, from like my senior year of high school until like my sophomore year of college. And then there was all this outside noise telling me, you need to use your degree, you need to get a job in this field, you need to get a full-time job, you need a 9 to 5, you need to work in an office. And you know what? That was something that I never really truly wanted. I just kind of listened to all this outside noise telling me what to do, from family, from friends, from teachers, from school, from just society, like telling me what to do. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, that was also not meant for me. I don't know. But yeah, if you're going through this too, you're not alone. It's really tough out here. And thank God for my parents for letting me live here and like helping me, because I would literally be on the streets if it were not for them.
Gen Zers, as they're entering the class of 2023, as they enter the workforce, they are missing key etiquette skills. Basically, they don't know how to answer emails. They are not sure how to act in meetings. They can't do small talk. Is that a function of the pandemic? Very much so. It's exactly it. We've been remote for a long time. These kids entered the workforce. They entered college in 2022. They were in 2020. They were at home. Yeah. They just don't know how to act. Now the good part is they are investing in themselves. We've seen a spike in etiquette classes on LinkedIn where things like who pays for a work dinner, who picks up the check, or how do I respond to an email? How do I say hi to my boss?
Question. Listen, if you don't know, you don't know.
I feel so bad for Gen Z. None of them have any idea what it is like to buy something and have it last you for life. They were raised with planned obsolescence, buy this new and then make monthly payments on it, fast fashion, unfixable tech. This isn't their fault. They just literally don't know what it's like. These slippers that I'm wearing, my mom bought these 15 years ago for me on Christmas. Look at how much tread there is. These look brand new. These boots were one of my first big purchases after high school. I've had to get them resold once. That's it. Don't get me wrong, the slippers are nice, but those boots were discount bottom of the barrel bullshit. As if it's always been sunshine and rainbows for millennials or anything. My mom had at one point cookware that was 10 years older than me. Every generation, things get worse. There are plans to immediately fall apart and hopefully get immediately replaced by the consumer. With that immediate replacement comes lower skills when it comes to repairing and maintaining things. Some of that is because they're complicating tech to the point that the average person is not going to be able to fix it. I'm a millennial. I know a little bit about car maintenance, but compared to Gen X, it looks like I don't know a fucking thing. And that's because our vehicles started getting so complicated, we were not meant to really fix any of this stuff anymore. Bring it to the dealership, you pay someone else to replace it. Done. Gen Z is experiencing this to a degree that is crazy to me right now with their technology. But Gen Alpha, Gen Beta? Fuck. Are they completely screwed? Is there nothing that they are going to be able to repair, just buy the fucking new thing? Is that it? Is our entire economy going to be based upon, hey, glad you made that purchase. It's going to break. Make sure you save for a new one.
Is anyone else experiencing this kind of disconnect and just general disinterest in the job search? I just feel
His rear end had just scraped hard against the asphalt as two bullies used their superpowers to throw him around like a rag doll. He
don't care anymore. And it's so bad. Because I graduated in 2023, so I did work a little bit in my field. I did have a job in accounting for a little bit. Well, right now I'm still waiting tables. My parents are just really getting on me because they're like, Olivia, you need to act like you're unemployed. You're getting comfortable with your job. And it's no, I'm not getting comfortable. In fact, I want to get out of serving. It's great for what it is, but, it's ultimately not what I want to do. And I do want to get out. But this other life, this 9 to 5 life doesn't seem very attractive to me anymore. And I just feel really disillusioned with the whole corporate life because, for all the shit that you guys go through, at the very least, you could have job security, but you don't. Like, I'm really realizing that there's no such thing as job security. People used to tell me, oh, get a government job. Y'all see what's happening with the federal jobs? Like, their whole department's being laid off out of nowhere, no notice, no nothing. You would think that with everything that y'all go through and how much time and energy you pour into these jobs that they would treat you better, and they don't. I have to move back in with my parents, so it's just something I'm thinking about because I know they're going to be on my ass about the job search and things like that. And it's not even that I'm lazy, it's just that I don't want to fight for something I don't actually want. It just doesn't seem worth it. Not only do we not have the same level of job security that our parents and our grandparents had, but we also can't afford anything. Even if we do have these jobs, even if we do have this job security, a lot of people can't even afford to pay their rent. At least back then, you guys could pay your rent. You know, you could pay your rent, you can buy your car, you could buy houses, you could afford to eat, you could afford to have fun. We don't have that same reality. The way prices have gone up in comparison to the way wages and salaries have stayed stagnant is insane, and nobody's talking about it. We don't have the same reality that our parents and grandparents did, and they don't want to acknowledge that. What we're fighting for is not the same thing that you guys were experiencing. So it's like, I'm fighting so hard to get some 9 to 5 that's gonna pay me barely enough to rent a room in a house and live in fear every day of being laid off on a random Tuesday. And then in the midst of that, I don't even know if I can put food on the table, or if I can put food on the table, I don't know if I can put gas in my car. And if I can put gas in my car, I don't know if I can have fun because I need to put food on the table and gas in my car. Our money is not going as far as it used to go. And I feel like we're getting gaslit about that. Like, home prices, tuition prices, like the way everything has gone up and they're paying us the same amount of money is insane. So excuse me if I have no interest in fighting for my life in corporate America. I'm sorry.
I think what does bother me sometimes.
But even then, man, this is Esau's kingdom. Well, literally, it's hell.
About our generation is that we are so sensitive. Like, we cannot take another opinion. We're sensitive to truth because what is truth? Is there truth? My whole life, I've grown up in a family that says, you know, to be loving is to be truthful. We have a generation who, if you're truthful, that's harsh. That's not loving. It is hard for our generation sometimes to take the Bible as is because they think it's harsh. It's truthful. It's offensive. So I do think that we need to not be so offended, not be so sensitive, and be willing to learn from people that are maybe smarter than us and older generations. We need to read, and we need to develop a strength and a maturity to be able to learn.
I think one of the biggest problems that people don't talk about being a young adult in this generation is that we are too ambitious in one of the hardest economies to be an ambitious person in. And I really think that what started this problem was social media, because back then, or back in previous generations, people's biggest competition was Jimmy Joe down the street, you know, people in their neighborhood, maybe some old friend or whatever. But us and Gen Z, we compare each other to the whole world. We don't care about the age. We don't care about the location. We don't care about none of that. We compare ourselves to everybody on the internet. And this is coming from me. I feel like I'm pretty successful for my age. I moved out when I was 17, freshly turned 18. I live in my own place. I have my own car. I know that I am relatively successful for people in my age. And at the same time, I feel like I'm just starting life and I'm nowhere near as successful as I want to be. I feel like the dreams that people in my generation have are a way higher level than the dreams that people used to have back then as well. You know, back then it was just, or I'd assume at least, it was just focusing on getting to your dream career, and then once you hit that point, you know, it's just starting a family and, you know, passing down the torch. But I want to travel. I want money. I don't care much for luxury. but I want experiences. I want to have a story to my life. I want to achieve greatness, or I want to feel greatness, if that makes sense. And I know.
You see what I mean, man? Well, my taxi. It's lucky. But yeah, like I was saying, what was I gonna say? Yeah. Dude's trying to be ambitious in Babylon the in Babylon the Great. Literally, Babylon the Great being the place where it's not your rest. It's literally not your rest. You're literally there for what's it called? For judgment or captivity. And the captivity don't end until until you have a shy comes back, man. That's when we'll truly be free. Or to say that the laws elect, they'll truly be free then.
A lot of people are just gonna be like, well, you shouldn't be comparing yourself to anybody, and you should be happy with yourself, and if you keep that mentality, you're never gonna be happy. But it's very hard not to compare yourself when that's what you're surrounded by. And the funny thing is that I know a lot of people feel the same way. So you're definitely not alone in the feeling, but you feel alone. If you guys have heard the phrase, there's always a bigger fish, that's kind of how I feel like, except I'm the small fish here. Like, I look around and I always see the bigger fishes, but I don't realize how big I am. You know what I'm saying? And I really think that what causes this feeling of never being enough is the amount of things that I want to be great at, or people in my generation in general want to be great at. Like, it's not to be intelligent, stop caring about it.
Right now, generation who had to make plans before they left school if they wanted to hang out because they couldn't
That's
text or call.
dead fine. I ain't trying to listen to anything else right now. But yeah, man. Okay. What's this? Yeah, Second Thessalonians. Second Thessalonians. Yes. And this is basically the end, man. And it says, 2 Thessalonians 2:3, it says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, being the fallen of the sons of God, being put into these terrestrial bodies, or these earth-like bodies, and that man of sin being revealed, the son of perdition, which we all know that's Esau, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. And even then, we know what he did with Cesare Borgia. Painted him like some God. Now all these people worship him. And it says, remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. And yeah, that being Esau, man. It says, for the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way. So yeah, Esau and his kingdom is going, man. It's gonna go. It says, and then shall the wicked be revealed. Yeah, it says, and then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, being the servants of prophets, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Jeremiah 49:22, man. And it says, even him who coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. And literally, that's basically Esau, man. And some with all deceivableness of unrighteousness, and them that perish. Because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause God shall send them strong delusion, that they shall believe a lie. Yeah, for example, man, they're going to live forever. They're going to accomplish the New World Order, or should I say, the NWO. Now, literally, man, that's what they think they're going to do. But they don't know that the Lord gonna rain the fire down, man. Shall rain it upon him. Yeah, it says here, man. Job 20 and 21, it says, there shall, no, wait, let me, yeah, let me start 22. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. And even then, if you actually go into the word straits, it's basically it's basically my name, Tazar. literally going to be put in into Tazar, man. Yeah, where was I actually forgot where I was. Yeah, in the fullness of sufficiency. He shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. And it says when he is about to fill his belly. So when he's about to basically while he's literally doing that NWO, while he's doing it, it says God shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. And you see, literally, while they're getting all these things ready, it's literally a goodbye, man. The Lord gonna send them ICBMs, man, and they're gonna come from afar and destroy the whole land. But yeah, man, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh Shema Shai Bashim Rakakadosh, and Shalom